Hello everybody and welcome to JSmith Plays, another episode of MS Paint. I am JSmith and I am on the internet. Thank you very much for joining with me today. Today we are going to be drawing, apparently I'm already at that screen. We are going to be drawing John Marston from one of my favorite games of this generation, or I guess last generation, Red Dead Redemption. Such a fantastic game. I love absolutely everything about it. It is my favorite game of like the Xbox 360, PS3, PS3 generation. Everything about it was just so well done. The story, just kind of the way that the world felt, it stood out amongst everything else to me, anyways. But you're allowed to have your own decisions, obviously, and whether you like the game or not. Anyways, I'm gonna be drawing John here, drawing John here. Thanks again for watching, and let's put 15 minutes on the clock. It already is set. 3, 2, 1. Go. The first thing I'm going to do is get the background here because it is this nice blue color, so we'll just keep that in there. I guess we could get a little bit of clouds, so what I'm going to do is get this blue color that we already picked, scroll it up a little bit to towards the white, and just kind of color things in just like that. And I think that is basically just going to be enough for me. And then after that, we'll be able to move on to John here. And I'm gonna complete all this this painting. All right. So what I want to do with John is get his hat in order. And actually, what I'm gonna do is well, let's start with this color, and we'll draw the outline as we have been doing. So we'll get his hat over to here. We'll have his brim reach over to that and kind of down. There we go. And with that, I'll be able to kind of adjust accordingly. And his hat will kind of come up to there, over, down, maybe a little bit back up, but mostly down again. Just like that. And that'll be good. The brim of his hat, just like this, kind of coming down to the point where it will make its way back up again. Great. So I think that is a good enough start. And although it kind of does look like it's going to do like that too, just because the way that the brims are set up, that is going to be fine. His face will give him a little bit more of a tan color than this, or maybe a little bit more red. Red Dead, excuse me. There. I think that's actually a pretty good face for him. So we'll do that. And bring his face down to, don't want to extend it too far out. Down to here. Down to there. No, maybe not. Kind of comes down, and he's got like a really rough face, but I'm making him a little bit more fatter than how he looks, which is a little bit unfortunate, but maybe that's the way it's gonna have to be. He's kind of got his neck facing this direction, so we'll make it like that. Then how about we get his shoulder and everything just like that. How about, what does he have? What kind of color is that? It's like a turquoise or a teal for his shirt, or maybe like a brown almost. So something like maybe like an olive would be like a better word to describe it. So it kind of comes down over to here, where it ruffles up and becomes his glove and his gun as well. So again, just doing basic sketches right now, and I'll fill the rest of this in, just trying to get my color palette at the bottom to be everything that I want it to be. We'll switch this over to his arm for a second, and then we'll switch it over to black for his gloves. It's going to be a little bit darker gray, but it's not going to be quite black, so I think this might be a good color. And it looks like a thumb, kind of coming down. Trigger be over here. How about we actually draw the gun first? So, just kind of come down like that, or a little bit farther over, like that. Alright, I think that'll be fine. And come down, up, poking a little bit farther out. and right on over. There we go. So that is going to be his rifle, or his revolver, excuse me, not a rifle. Raffle the rifle. I wonder if you can get like a replica of John Marston's weaponry. You probably could. Someone email Rockstar and see if you can send me that to the P.O. box that I don't actually have. And we'll just fill this in with the black, or the gray, to be gun-like in nature. Fill his fingers and everything in like this. And I'll probably do some sort of darker color. Oh, messing with my screen a little bit too much. To outline the different fingers that he has wrapped around the gun. If I can eventually do that, that would be great. And he does have one coming through the barrel here. And yeah, I think that'll be fine. Cool. So this is eventually going to be John Bon Jovi, the Marston of the Wild West. So we'll get his shirt and kind of like his vest and bandolier down here, and draw all of this in, eventually leading back to his olive undercoat, just like that. I think I'm going to draw the olive first and then do the skin and everything around that. So there we go. So I think that's pretty good. So we'll keep that just like it is. And we'll fill in the rest of his face. We have less than 10 minutes to go, but I think that's going to be enough time for us to complete this and make it look pretty good. I have high hopes for this, which I think I say in like almost every episode. Although lately I think I've been pretty lackluster in my paintings. Haven't been doing too well. But I think that's mostly to me for, maybe getting myself a little bit uncomfortable, like, taking things on that I'm biting off more than I can chew is probably the best way to describe it. So let's do this for his neck and get his beard going on here. So we'll go back to this, and so he's got this darker color all the way up here and down underneath his hat. And I know I said I was going to do the beard, but originally I was going to use this color for the beard, but I realized that it's probably better to do it for his hat. So let's get this up and over this way. And we'll fill it in over here as well. And I'll get like a darker color, probably more black, for his hat eventually. Just want to get this all in here. Like that. How about a bigger brush for his hat belt? I'm not sure why the hats have belts. I never really understood that in all of my time of being alive. But if people want to wear belts on their hats, who am I, to stop them? I don't want to be the guy who says, "Hey, don't wear belts on your hat because, they're offending me." They don't offend me. I'm just curious to why that they exist mostly. So I guess one of the reasons that I'm doing John Marston is one, like I mentioned, is probably my favorite game of this whole last generation. It was just a whole lot of fun. I love the mystery and intrigue of the game. I like how you're not given too much detail about John's past, so you can kind of make a lot of it up for yourself. It reveals a lot, but it also maintains some sort of, discovery act. Like, there's discovery elements, so you can kind of make up your own story for John as you go along with the game. So let's get his hair into here. And he's got some wily hair, and I kind of wish I had hair like that, but I don't. Kind of come down the side. Just like that. And that should be fine and dandy until I get to the other side as well. Right on over to here. And trying to get it look like it's popping out underneath the hat is going to be a little bit more difficult. But still going to keep on trying. Now I know his hair is probably a little bit grayer than this. I like that John is an old guy too. He's not like a young gun trying to make his own in the world. Well, he's trying to make his own, but he's been in the world for a while and trying to just kind of make sense of the world around him, like what the world has kind of become. And I think that's, it's a growing journey for like a guy who's seen the world, and he's just, he's sick of his lifestyle. He's had enough, and he just kind of wants to sit down and settle down, but he's kind of always being dragged back into this kind of bullshit, and he's kind of over it. And I think that there's a whole lot that you can kind of gather from that, or a lot that you can kind of relate to. There's been a whole lot of people in this world. I'm sure every once in a while you just get kind of tired of like some of the bullshit that you have to put up with. Well, I can guarantee that it's not as much bullshit as John Marston has to put up with. That guy has just been through the gamut of just everyone kind of taking a dump on his face, and just, him just saying, thank you, may I have some more after that. And he's just kind of sick of it. He wants it to be over, and, he's finally got his shot now. But everything just kind of keeps on getting in his way and how he wants to handle it. So here, I'm just going to fill in some of the gun parts right here. Let's get this right like that. And fill in just like this. Alright, so that kind of looks like fingers wrapped around a gun barrel, I think. How about we get his face in me? I only got 4 minutes to do this. So big old eyebrows coming up to there. I think that looks pretty good. And then we'll get some more on this side. Alright. And some whites of his eyes. I'm really happy with how those eyebrows turned out. That really is like, they're thin, they're angry. I think they've got like some tone to them, which is good. He reminds me of someone, this drawing reminds me of someone. I'm not exactly sure who it is. I can't put I can't put my finger on the name, but someone famous. Like, who's the guy from Doom? Not The Rock, but like the main character. I think he reminds me of him for whatever reason. Let's get him looking in this direction. But I'm not exactly sure if that's the guy that I'm thinking of. But I don't know. Looks like someone. Definitely like a younger guy too, so not like an older gentleman. But let's get some darker tones for Mr. Marston for his nose. Just like that. And a little bit of a lighter tone for his nose on the other side, where the sun's shining. There we go. So something like that. I think that's how noses are supposed to go. I've never been good at the whole nose thing, but I can try my damnedest. Now he does need some darker colors for his scars, maybe a little bit red in there, and just kind of coming like that. Like, I don't even know if they ever mentioned like how, how I got these scars, how he ever did, but I think that adds a little bit to like the mystery as well. How about he needs some lips? So it's similar to his skin color, maybe just like that. Just kind of draw him not too happy about life, which is basically, the story of John Marston. Just kind of screwed over all the time. Let's give him some more facial hair under here. Just like that. And that looks pretty good. You can probably color and darken in some cheeks. Sink in his eyebrows a little bit, or sink in his eyeballs. Put him in some sockets so it's not all just kind of laying out there by himself. Some cracks. He's a wrinkly man, but you would be too if you went through his life. Just not like a perfect complexion, so just trying to get that all out there and in as best as I can. Looks kind of like he has nut-sacks on his face, but, what can you do? Color in just a little bit around the mouth. Great. Now how about I get some darker colors for his shirt? 50 seconds left, and just add some like wrinkles and everything on that, and even down to here. Cool. And how about we get a, what is this, like a bayonetta? No, like a, what do you, I forget what the holsters for like the bullet pouches. Bandolier, I think that's it. So we'll draw one in right there. I kind of really like this. And some more hair. And mix that in with his beard. Make sure he has kind of like a defined area for his scar on his face. And that is gonna be it. Oh god, I didn't even, my microphone or something was down, so I didn't know it was actually stopped or not. Anywho, that is going to be it for this particular episode. That is John Marston. I don't think that's too bad. The hat is much smaller and condensed. It should be out here, but you know, what can you do? Maybe that's why he looks a little bit fatter. But regardless, I had a whole lot of fun drawing that, and I hope you had a whole lot of fun watching it. I didn't get that notification when it went off. I'm so embarrassed. Oh well. What can you do? I just saw it kind of like blinking down there. Hopefully it wasn't too much longer than I originally anticipated. But anyways, that has been John Marston. I'm JSmithOTI, and that has been another version of me playing MS Paint. Thank you all very much for joining again, as always. And I will catch you guys next time. Later.